The desert night was cold. Far colder than I had expected. I pulled my jacket tighter around me as the silhouette of the Great Pyramid loomed ahead, its ancient stones whispering forgotten secrets in the wind. I was one of the few granted special access to explore the subterranean depths. Alone. For 100 hours. The entrance swallowed me like the gaping mouth of a beast. A guide led me through the well-lit passageways tourists saw daily. But then, we veered off into a tunnel that twisted downward. This passage is not on the maps, the guide said in hushed tones. It is dangerous. Do not stray from the path. Then he left me. My equipment consisted of a high-powered flashlight, food rations, a sleeping bag, and a satellite communicator. Useless underground. I had cameras rigged to capture my journey. Every breath echoed against the stone walls as I ventured deeper. My footsteps the only sound accompanying the eerie stillness. Hour 1. The antechamber. The air was thick with dust and time. Strange markings adorned the walls. Unlike any hieroglyphs I had seen. I documented everything. But something unsettled me. The symbols seemed to shift when I wasn't looking. I shook it off as exhaustion and pressed on. Hour 10. The door. A narrow passage led me to a stone door. My fingers traced an engraving of a human figure standing beneath an unfamiliar constellation. As I studied it, the ground rumbled softly. A gust of stale air pushed past me as the door creaked open. On its own. I hesitated. Then stepped inside. Hour 20. The descent. The room beyond was not man-made. The walls were smooth, dark, and colder than the pyramid's interior. A spiral staircase wound downward into darkness. My flashlight barely pierced the abyss. I descended. The deeper I went, the more my thoughts fragmented. Whispers brushed my ears. Shadows flickered, darting away when I turned. My watch ticked slower. Or was it my mind playing tricks? Hour 40. The chamber of time. I entered a vast, circular chamber lined with glowing carvings. The walls pulsed like a heartbeat. A monolithic stone stood at its center. I reached out, compelled beyond reason. And the moment my fingertips touched its surface, I was somewhere else. Hour. The loop. A market. Bright colors. Laughter. The smell of incense and roasted meat. The pyramid was newly built, towering above an ancient civilization. People in linen robes walked past me as if I didn't exist. Then I saw myself. Not a reflection. Me. Dressed in foreign robes. Speaking an unknown tongue. Laughing with strangers who seemed to know me. I ran. The sky twisted. The world folded in on itself. The chamber returned. But now, I stood on the other side of the room, watching myself enter. Hour 70. The revelation. I was not the first. The pyramid was not a tomb. It was a prison. A cage for something outside of time. And I was trapped in its endless cycle. My past selves roamed its halls, whispering warnings I could no longer understand. My future selves waited, watching, as I had watched before. Hour 99. The escape. The stone at the chamber's center pulsed faster. I had one chance. I slammed my palm against it. A flash. A scream that wasn't mine. Hour 100. Return. I woke in the sand outside the pyramid. The guide found me, bewildered. My cameras were empty. My food rations untouched. My watch read hour 1. I had never gone inside. But I remembered everything. And when I looked up, the symbols on the pyramid's surface shifted, watching me.